This book is being read with permission from the author Sharon Patterson Carr. Thanks for joining Storytime with me. Our Storytime book we'll be reading from is titled A Woodchuck Could, written by Sharon Patterson Carr, illustrated by Israel Solomon. A Woodchuck Could dedication, dedicated to every United States veteran and active military member for your selfless sacrifice for our country. My deepest affection goes to my husband Tim and our children and grandchildren who have always sacrificed for my work. To the good people of Hudson, New York, who graciously honor our veterans and went on this real-life adventure created by the Woodchucks. A special thanks to those who supported this book effort, my husband and daughter Nicole, who provided input, and my son TJ, who took this project on as his own and provided honest feedback and support from an educational perspective. My nephew, Israel Solomon, took my story to heart to create the lifelike Woodchuck characters. Finally, thanks also to the Ames Tutoring Program children, Jalen and Tatum Robinson, and others who were a test audience for this book. The Woodchucks invite Solomon, my grandson, who already displays an interest and love of books, to make this one of his favorites. As I read the story and you follow along, you will notice some words are in bold black letters. Those words are vocabulary words. Vocabulary words help you to understand what you are reading. In addition, a list of these vocabulary words and their definitions are located on page 21. Now let's begin. Page 3, A Woodchuck Could. The old woodchuck sniffed the air and scratched his head. Then he returned to his high elder spot. Within 10 minutes, he was up again. The others watched and wondered, looking at one another with questioning glances. What could it be? The most ancient and revered day was past. Elder Eli did not see his shadow at that time. No, it was spring and everything was blooming once again. You could see the beauty of the maple, oak, and pine trees. Fruit bearers like cherry and apple trees were blossoming. There he was again. To his family, he seemed so nervous and jittery. I have never seen him like this before, his oldest son Chuck whispered to his wife Willow. Even so, he also caught a brief scent of something oddly familiar. Yes, she said while nodding. Is he ill? Has he been eating properly? Willow asked as she glanced at his partially eaten meal. Suddenly, other older and wiser groundhogs began to sniff the air as if in a trance. The time has come, Elder Eli said solemnly, as he slowly went down on all fours and hobbled to his spot. Sit down. Let me tell you a story, he said, with his quiet, gravely, yet strong voice. The entire family gathered around Elder Eli, the youngest and the smallest in the front. Eyes piercing the air, ears standing straight up, they sat, ready to hear from their first father. Everyone loved to hear a tale straight from the old groundhog's lips, something that rarely happened anymore. They all knew this would be huge. Family, you must know your history, for it is calling us today, and I am the last witness in our group of one of the greatest events in our history. It is not just a tale for the groundhogs, but for humans as well. These grounds are not my original home. I was born down south in Tennessee. My family moved north during the Great Civil War. There were great battles being fought with weapons that we had never seen before. Humans and groundhogs were being killed. We would move to a new home and then have to run for our lives because of the fires. During one battle, a great man, while running for his life, stumbled upon our burrow. It was so huge and spacious, he thought it would be a great place to hide. Well, it was discovered and a battle raged. Several Union soldiers gave their lives to protect us and our homes. On that day, we groundhogs vowed never to forget those loved ones, humans and groundhogs, who gave their lives for our freedom. To honor them, many of us traveled north to where many of the soldiers' homes were. Every 50 years, we must hold a great celebration for all veterans of the Civil War. So many years have gone by. I almost forgot until that ancient scent became stronger and stronger, so strong that I could not ignore it. So, my family, we will honor those heroes. How first, Father? Asked Chuck's grandson, Woodrow. Without speaking, Elder Eli led the family out of the burrow. He looked around the great Hudson graveyard. He was drawn to the red, white, and blue flags along the graves. You see those magnificent flags? They stand for freedom. We will take one a day into our home until we have honored all the fallen soldiers buried in Hudson. It will be hard work, but it will be honorable. He gestured towards Chuck. Son, gather 12 of your best to assist me. That is how it began. The first flag was reverently carried as they marched back to the burrow and laid it by Elder Eli's chair. The family held the ceremony for the fallen soldiers and groundhogs. The youngsters looked on as they vowed never to forget the 50-year celebration. The second night, they carried the next flag back to the burrow. The third night, they carried another flag back to the burrow. The fourth night, they continued to carry flags back to the burrow, and so it went. Thank you for listening, and for more information about this story, please see Amazon.com.